How's it going, folks? We're here on another Friday night of baseball. I'm John Logue, and I'm here with Palma, my co-host. We're here just giving you the rundown of what's going down this weekend and what we hope to see. Glad to have you here.
I think since this is kind of the first true episode here of the podcast, we'll probably be talking a bunch about kind of what's happened from the start of the season too.
There's been a lot of things that have happened since the start of the season. Obviously, we saw the Athletics not start off too good, but look at what they're at now. They're looking for their 12th straight game, and honestly, I didn't see that coming. It's a big surprise to me, and it's something we should all be looking at because it's coming out of the blue, out of the woodwork that we weren't expecting. So
yeah,
that's a big surprise for me.
I seriously thought they were gonna pull a 50 and 110 loss year by the start of their season, but they just kind of flipped the switch. Their pitching's doing pretty good, and their hitting is just, they're just pulling fucking hits out of their ass at this point.
I know. I forgot the score yesterday, but it was just a run game from each team.
I feel like
they came out with
they're consistently hitting 5, 6, 7, 8 runs in a game. So it's tough to slow down an offense that's producing like that.
No, seriously, and another team's been like Tampa Bay's been actually kind of surprising too, to be honest with you. Joey Wendell has been having an amazing season so far, and I had to pick him up on fantasy. You know what I mean, dude? The past 10 days, he's had double-digit points, and he's a hitter. He's not a pitcher, not a reliever or anything. So that's a good pickup. I'm surprised no one had that guy, and it's those things that you find when you research and go down the black rabbit hole, trying to find who to pick up, what to do the next day, trying to win. You find these guys that aren't picked up at all. So it's fun to do this stuff.
We also got the San Francisco Giants throwing 3 shutouts in their last 5. I feel like they're kind of turning a corner. They kind of started off mediocre, but I think that they're starting to get on a roll in terms of looking better. And
they're the sleeper team right now because we got the Padres and the Dodgers, so no one's really looking at anybody else right there. You know what I mean? Everybody's just focused on that, and the Giants are coming.
Oh, they're second. They're second in the division. Yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah, yeah. They're just no one really is paying attention to that, and so it's a big thing that honestly surprised me seeing not the past 3 games, but the last 5 games they've had 3 shutouts. That's an amazing feat, and they have Gosman. I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah.
Coming in Saturday, who's been solid as well. So it should be another throwing match on Saturday. I'm not too sure who's pitching tonight.
I don't remember off the top of my head. And we got the White Sox. They split the series with the Red Sox the other day. And I think a surprise of the season right now is Yerman Mercedes. Like, he's come out of nowhere, their catcher, just hitting bombs. He's really looking good. I would say that.
Doing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say that if anything, Giolito, he's really not pitching like their ace. Like, he had one good outing, but other than that, he's been. The Red Sox knocked him out of the game after 1 inning. He gave up eight runs.
That wasn't like him.
Yeah, so
it's going to be surprising to see what's going to happen tomorrow on Sunday. They're not giving it to him on the opening series opener, but he's pitching Sunday. So
I mean, Rodon is their best pitcher right now. I mean,
Yeah,
he threw the no hitter, so
yeah.
he's been solid in every other outing he's had. Um,
I know the White Sox have kind of surprised me too. Like I did say before the season started, I was like, we have it on video. I was like, I do think they're going to be good, and they're not too good, to be honest. Like they don't
they're
have too good of a record. I mean, they're doing subpar. You know what I mean?
they're pretty average right now, I would say.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, they did lose Eloy Jimenez, so I mean that's a big bat for them that they lost. So I mean, their offense is hurting a little bit there, and he's a good outfielder too. So just all around, they're missing that in their lineup. But um, going back to Tampa Bay, look at Glasnow. He's really kind of emerging as a true ace. I feel like he's pitching lights out right now.
Yeah. He's doing real good. He isn't their ace. I don't know much about him, to be completely honest. How many seasons has he played? Is this his second? I've only known about him the past 2 seasons.
I mean, he is their ace. He's
Yeah.
their number one pitcher. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I think he pitched last year. Obviously, it was I mean, they got to the World Series. I think he pitched well all year, but he was behind. Obviously, they still had Snell and
That's right. Yeah.
they had one other pitcher too. I'm forgetting who it was. So he was kind of like the third man in the rotation. But Tampa being Tampa, let go of their stars because they don't want to pay him anything. And I mean, Glasnow really has emerged as a true ace, and it's you like to see a good young pitcher, do really well.
Well, I mean, last night's game, Padres against the Dodgers, we got 21-year-old Ryan Weathers throwing 5 shutout innings, had 1 hit off of him. I mean, he threw lights out. He's a young pitcher, and after seeing that, I think we can. That's some kid we can trust over Paddock, the beaver tail on his head. You know what I mean? He's got a mullet that looks like a beaver's tail. I mean, if he shaves that, I think he'd have a fresh start. But at this point, Ryan Weathers has showed himself up and should be taking Paddock's position once, obviously, it comes down to that. Obviously, we're kind of low on starting pitching with Lamet and Morihone.
I will say that after watching Weathers pitch he pitched against the Dodgers last series too. I think he only threw 4 innings that time. And like they've said, they're trying to work on his pitch count. Just because he wasn't really built to be a starting pitcher, I guess.
Yeah.
So they're really trying to increase it. So he will be pretty scary once he can get that pitch count up, and then if he can limit the amount of pitches he throws in an inning. I think sometimes he gets a little he's getting those 20, 25, 30 pitch innings, so that's really limiting how far he can go in a game. Luckily the Padres bullpen
last time
has
he only went 75 pitches, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they said his range is about 75 to 85 right now. So, I mean, once he can get up to 100, he's going to be going 6-7 innings. So,
yeah.
And if he can get any more efficient on his pitches in his innings, then, I mean, he's going to be great. Especially considering he's been facing the Dodgers. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
It'll be good to see him pitch against like a team that's not so good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because he's only had 2 starts this season, and the first start he had 75 pitches. Last night he had 88, I'm pretty sure. And Chase Tingler last night after the game said, yes, it's just a conditioning thing. We're expecting 90 to 100 next game from him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. should be a sight to see, honestly.
And I mean, the San Diego Padres finally did it. They finally got a no-hitter. It only took them how many years? 8,000 something games.
Yeah, a ton.
It was a pretty electric game to watch, not gonna lie.
It was amazing, honestly. I think I shed a tear watching that thing. I've been watching Padres since 1995, 94, pretty much, so it's just something I'll always remember the rest of my life. So it's good to see another San Diegan actually throw it. So it was a good, fun game to watch.
And only, 5 days after Rodon pitched his, right?
Yeah, he steps up and throws that, so he takes the limelight off of Musgrove.
So it's funny that when we were setting up the fantasy baseball points, when doing, points for no hitters and perfect games, and we're talking about how they like rarely happen, but and there they go, two within less than a week apart, which was.
And the chick had both the guys.
No, I picked up Rodon.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw he pitched well against whatever team he pitched against the week before, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick him up. So I picked him up, and it was funny though that my stepdad was the one he faced Muthart or whatever the 1 week that Musgrove threw his, and then because it was a new week, he faced me when Rodon did his no-hitter. So
wow.
he has been no-hit against twice now.
But he beat you that week still.
No, that's this week still.
Oh, you're playing him this week.
Yeah, we're still on this week. So
yeah. Okay. I think another surprising pitcher that's pitching tonight is JT Brubacher.
Oh yes.
Pirates. So I picked him up this morning. So he's saying it's a bad matchup for him today against the Twins. So I'm actually hoping for a good game right here for him.
The Twins have looked pretty bad though, so
that's why I kind of just pushed for it. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. He had 17 points against the Cubs, 24 Milwaukee, and his first game on the 5th was 8 points against the Reds. So. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Look at Maeda. He's pitching like trash this year. I mean, you got.
Oh yeah, I picked him up on yesterday or whatever, and he gave me negative 23 points.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, their best pitcher right now is Pineda, and who would have thought that?
He's has a 1.0 ERA right now.
Yeah.
He's doing good. So hopefully he can get something going tomorrow, because he's pitching tomorrow.
I mean, the Red Sox starting rotation has kind of put together as it has been. People didn't really think that they'd be any good, but they're actually pitching pretty well overall.
Well, okay,
we had the longest streak of 5 or more innings from our starting pitchers. So
you're gonna get mad about this. You're gonna get mad about this real fast. But I was reading something the other day, and so you guys have the Astros coach that cheated, right?
Cora, yeah.
Yeah. So that's your head coach, correct?
Yeah.
They're saying that you guys are cheating this season. There's no way that you guys should be this good. Like, there's a whole blown article on it, and I needed to bring it up with you, and I haven't before. So, do you think this guy's still a cheater or what?
No, because he was only found that he was cheating while he was with the Astros. They found him innocent, I guess you could say, when he was with the Red Sox. So it only happened when he was with the Astros. I don't think he wouldn't do it. No way he would do it again either. You know what I mean? It's not, he wouldn't risk. I mean, he's lucky enough to be back into Major League Baseball. So
yeah.
I mean, if you were to do it twice, that would be really fucked. And I honestly think that the hitting is a I mean, our bats are pretty hot. Um, we're still waiting on like Bobby Dahlbeck. He's starting to warm up. It's gonna be scary when he starts hitting
Well,
for power.
you guys all made fun of me for picking up JD Martinez, and
I didn't make
that guy
fun of you for it.
that
So
guy's the best hitter, the best DH in the league right now. He's ranked #1 right now.
yeah, I mean, the only thing about a DH is you can only play him at the one spot in fantasy, so it's kind of a crutch. But no,
Hang on,
I agree.
hang
He
on.
really is.
You can put any player on your utility.
Yeah.
I
But
thought it was just DH.
but you can only put DH on utility. But you can put like a second baseman on
Dude.
utility.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, any besides a pitcher, you can't any batter can go on the utility.
So if Otani's pitching, can you put him in utility too?
No. He can because
Only
he's a
one.
two-way player, he can in whatever you put him. So if you put him in if he's pitching and you put him in your utility spot batting, you will only get the points for his at bats for the day. But if you put him at pitching, you will only get the points for his pitching for the day.
Folks,
it's kind of fucked the way they do that, but
this is my first time playing fantasy, so we don't need some harsh comments in the comment section after this. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's the same way as like a National League pitcher. You're not getting any points for their at bats.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. That's good though, because they strike out most of the time.
I mean, we really need this universal DH. The amount of times that I've watched a game and they're running out of freaking players, so they're throwing out the, outfielder to come in to pitch.
Yeah. So I'm really curious your thoughts though. I know we've talked about this previously off camera, but Lamet coming into the game, pitching for the Padres. Don't you think you've seen some video? He's pretty good, correct?
He was, but that arm is gonna. I mean,
so I do think he needs Tommy John surgery, and the team is telling him he needs this, but he's an adult and he doesn't want to. Yeah, so they're saying he's good and he's fine and all that.
You can't force somebody to have a surgery. And he elected to do the what is it, PRP, the plasma-rich platelets treatment or whatever it is. And clearly, if he's still having issues, I mean.
But it was in his shoulder. It wasn't in his forearm. Like he's having problems right now. So Thursday. Yeah, yesterday. This week's been long, folks. Sorry about that. Yesterday, Jay Stingler came on the radio and said that he's good to go. Lamet's saying he's fine. He's good the next day. He's good to go. And they're not getting him an MRI. When after the game, they're saying we're gonna get him an MRI after the game. I mean tomorrow morning. Then when tomorrow morning comes around, the next game comes around, he's asked the question, did you guys get Lamet a MRI? No MRI today.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of questions and a lot of question marks going around this whole situation. And a day after he has forearm tightness, he says he's fine, and then he's placed on the 10-day IL and is being told that he will be able to pitch once 10 days comes up. And
so they're essentially skipping over one start for him by doing that. And
I don't know. And that's why I dropped him, because it's a big question mark. It's a waste of space on your roster at this point. And
well, that's the only reason a team would throw somebody on the IL for 10 days if they're a pitcher, is just to skip over a start so that they can bring a different arm in to pitch for you.
Well, supposedly he had a bullpen today. He threw a bullpen today. So, I mean, let's see the news tomorrow or whatever, but I highly doubt he'll be back.
Well, if you're put on the 10-day IL, you can't come off of it for 10 days.
No,
That's
exactly.
the way it is.
I'm
So
just saying,
so he is out for 10 days no matter
no,
what.
no, no, no. I'm just saying though, like they're letting him throw today, like giving him a chance to see like how he feels. So we'll see tomorrow, like,
Yeah.
hey, how are you feeling? And that's how we'll see going forward what's going to be going on. Because my opinion right now, we won't see him in the next month, and then after that, we'll be announcing Tommy John surgery. Because with Morihone too, he got injured in game. Next day, they got MRI, said it looked good. 1 week later to the date, Morihone's in for Tommy John surgery today. See, so they're not upfront with it.
Yeah, as far as Tommy John goes, I feel like just get it over with, do it, get it over with, and hopefully you come back stronger,
Yeah.
once you're done with it. But
Well, I mean, because
the delaying
the last time
the delaying it is only delaying you coming back to pitching. So
last time
you're
he had
only
Tommy
hurting
John
yourself.
surgery, the last time he had Tommy John surgery, excuse me, was 2010. That's 12 years ago.
Oh, so he's already had it.
Yeah, one time.
That's rough.
Yeah, that's why he didn't want to do it this next time, like at the end of the year,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I kind of get that, but at the end of the day, he needs that second one,
yeah.
and his career is probably over. To be completely honest.
Probably that.
But after,
It's
after
not
seeing
not
that
too
little,
many people come back from 2 Tommy Johns.
after seeing that 2 inning like little tidbit, it like makes you wonder though, like, is he just a little sore coming off his first like real game? I don't know.
Yeah, and who
There's a lot
knows?
of
Who
questions
knows
about
what his regiment leading up to that game was too? You know what I mean?
it. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
I don't know how
I mean,
many
I
how
hope for
much
the best for him,
bullpen
honestly.
or anything that he's been throwing. So, I
He's a
mean,
great pitcher, so I hope for the best, honestly, man.
you want to see him pitch again, but you
Yeah.
also want to make sure that it's not gonna be a waste of space almost on your roster. So
Well, I mean, I would just say it on my fantasy roster, but
I'm just saying on
on
the
the real roster
Padres
too,
roster
yeah,
in general,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, if you're gonna have a guy that's hurt, he pitches 2 innings, then he has to go on the IL for 10 days
5
every.
strikeouts in 2 innings.
I mean, is it really worth it to
It's
have?
probably
You
just,
know what I mean?
and
So,
all those were sliders that he's throwing, which is initially hurts your arm in the first place. So
yep.
he didn't do himself a favor doing that.
And if he has to change up the way he's throwing it, is he gonna be as effective? Probably not. So,
Yeah, so I mean, he's a big question mark for fantasy and the real Padres. I mean, I'm a Padres fan through and through, but I just tell it like it is, folks. I don't want to sugarcoat it. If someone's hurt, someone's hurt. They're gonna. I've been dealing with this for 25 years now. This is a San Diego team for you, so.
so how many games have you been to this year? Like 6, 7, something like that.
Been 7 now.
7 now.
Yeah.
So, it looks like they keep letting more and more fans in. Is that accurate or?
So this time they had 40% capacity, and
Which is quite a lot. Not a lot of places have even increased their capacity at all.
Yeah, so they said it's 40% or 33 to 40. I don't know. They don't give you the direct number.
Yeah.
But they said in sections where you're COVID tested or vaccinated, you can sit in a capacity of 66%. So it's like you're a little more closer to people. So they bring those sections down a little closer to the field, so it looks like it's more packed. Obviously, you know what I mean.
So they're typically doing level 100 is basically the COVID sections.
See, so that's what I thought too, right? Like, hey, if you got your vaccine or your negative COVID test, you'll be in the lower section. But it looks like it's one section where it's socially distanced still, where you don't need either of them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one section where you need a COVID test or a vaccine, and one section no. So honestly, it was a big mess when you went on
I mean,
Friday.
I guess that kind of makes sense because you don't want to have like, if those sections are 66% or whatever it is, you don't want all of those sections right next to each other because then it's
Well, and everybody was
not as
sitting in like
effective.
segregation and stuff. Like, I mean, just get the test. It's free. Or we're not trying to get political here, but I'm just saying
it's not that hard to do. Yeah.
yeah, they give you the choice, so they make it as fair as possible. So I was sitting in that homestand. I was sitting section 206, so right above home plate, pretty much. But second story.
Have you actually sat in your seats that you paid for this year yet, or no?
No, they haven't given me that. And they've given me a refund for those months, so I'm not paying as much
Do
anymore. They
you
give me a
do you know when the first time you'll actually be sitting in your seats is, or
yeah. So they said June 13th. It's full capacity in California.
so you don't have your tickets for your seats until then, essentially, is what you're
Yeah.
saying?
So right now, so they cut it up in three segments: April, May, first segment; June, July, second segment; um, August, September, third segment. So they said segment one, you're gonna be rotating seats each homestand. So um,
I didn't know if at any point that you will be sitting in your seats in those couple of segments,
yeah, no,
but
they said segment two and three. No, like they're pushing for that. Not hoping. I mean, once we're allowed to do full capacity, they said that you're sitting in your seats. So I went down there on Friday just to look at them and sit in them.
mm-hmm.
Amazing. Like I could yell at Hosmer when he misses a catch. Like, hey, buddy, come on, you need to pick that, you know. But all jokes aside, it's an amazing seat, and it just sucks. I haven't been able to experience that yet. You know what I mean? I have been a little too much of a drunkard at the game, so I'm going forth. Uh, I'll be driving myself to the games and not drinking too much.
Limiting yourself.
No, because hey, dude, Wednesday after the game, I was just hanging out at the bars and stuff like downtown. Last night, at the same spot I was hanging out, mass shooting. A guy
Jesus.
kills four guys, and like right where I was at on Wednesday. I'm like, dude, I could have been there, which is kind of weird. But yeah, it should be exciting to see like how this should be handled going forward because a lot of complaints have been going on about like, hey, I'm not in my seat. You're putting me in section 300 when I'm paying for field level, and a lot of people have gotten that. I've been very lucky to have only been sit there once,
Mm-hmm.
but I can only imagine, honestly, if that comes again to me, then I'd be like, I want a refund for these homestand because people are getting smart now. They're not paying 120 bucks for the 300s anymore. They're like, these are $50 tickets. Come on, give me a break here.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to talk about today, or?
I did want to say one thing. Strasburg will never be an elite pitcher again in his career.
Yeah,
He is seen sitting in the tunnel, itching his arm like there's a fly on it or something. He's been injury plagued for the past 3 years, and he signed a multi-million-dollar contract that the Nationals are getting messed up on. They are not getting their end of the stick on this deal. Strasburg, his velocity has gone down 3 miles per hour since
he
last year.
yeah, he I mean, not a lot of people can keep a high velocity, you know, pitch for a long time anyways,
No, exactly.
but he's been injury prone his whole career. He really has. I mean, I don't think he's ever gone like a whole season without being hurt
His
at
first
some
couple
point.
starts this season, though, honestly looked very intriguing. And then after that, was it against the Red Sox?
They haven't played the
No, it
Red
wasn't,
Sox.
was it? Oh, okay, no. Someone scored 8 runs on him the first inning or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it was directly, but after that, I kind of was losing my mind. I'm like, I'm watching this guy get destroyed on TV, and my fantasy team is just getting the brute end of the stick. So I dropped him right after that game. Well, no, I didn't actually. I should have, but I waited a week until they placed him on the DL right before his game he was supposed to pitch, and
And then you dropped him.
yeah, another yeah. But no, honestly, guys, this weekend of baseball should be very fun to watch. If we have some time, maybe we can get back here on Sunday and just give you guys some highlights on our predictions and what's going on tonight. I will be getting my picks in for the first time in 7 days. So if you guys want to win, just pick the opposite from what I pick. You'll win some good money. Other than that, though, guys, you guys have a good weekend and leave some comments. Good to be here with you guys. Have a good one, guys.
All right. See you guys later.